Alright, people, here's another episode of The Controversial Truth, and I really do apologize that this show came to you all so late. I was supposed to do a top 10 running back show, then I was supposed to do my NFL predictions for this upcoming season, which I'm still going to share with you right here on this show. And first of all, I want to let you know that this show is brought to you by Authority Transportation. If there's one way to get it there with Authority Transportation. Now, jumping into the controversial truth, real quick, I got some issues that I kind of want to get into with Roger Goodevil and also the whole Atlanta Hawks situation. So I'm gonna touch that, and that's the main priority of my show this week is to touch on that. But real quick, I will go over my NFL predictions, going with my division winners, who will make the playoffs, my Rookie of the Year pick, and also my MVPs. Now, of course, this show was actually, this portion of the show was actually rolled out before the season starts. So I'm not going to allow week 1 to change my picks or affect my picks because, for one, I shouldn't panic because it's only been 1 week. And 2, I don't want to cheat the people. I want to give you exactly my predictions before I see any football this season. So let me start off right now with my division winners. In the AFC East, I like New England because New England always win the NFC East. We'll just keep it simple. We're going to keep it moving because really I want to touch on this Goodell and the whole Atlanta Hawks situation. AFC North, I'm going with the Baltimore Ravens. I just think it's a time for them to return. Last year was the first year they didn't make the playoffs under Joe Flacco. Cincinnati has been winning it the last couple of years. Pittsburgh has missed the playoffs the last couple of years. And Cleveland has never won a division. So by default, they won't win. So I'm going to take Baltimore this season to win the AFC North, the AFC South. Indianapolis, Andrew Luck is there. He's picking up for Peyton Manning. The Colts are once again the supreme of that division. And then we got the AFC West, where of course I'm going to take the Sheriff and Peyton Manning with the weapons that he has. He just has so many. So with that being said, next I'm going to go with the NFC. And in the East, I like Philly, of course. Dallas can't stop a nosebleed. The Giants can't stop a nosebleed. And Washington is horrible. Their quarterback, he just doesn't know when to throw, when to pass. And if you're going to run, how to slide and how to get out of bounds. I mean, they're just slamming his back out week in and week out. So it won't be the Redskins, Washington, should I say. I don't like to say, we all know what that symbol on the Washington's logo is. The logo looks just like RG3, doesn't it? The AFC North, I'm going to take Green Bay. Aaron Rodgers, he's a scary man. He's a bad man. How could you not ride with Green Bay? What has Cutler shown you? What has Stafford shown you and proven to you? In Minnesota, they have a lot to prove. So by default, you can pretty much take Green Bay. New Orleans in the South. The South never has a back-to-back conference division champion, should I say. So, of course, I'm going to take New Orleans. They have the most weapons. I don't see the Falcons really giving them much of a threat. And, of course, I don't believe in Carolina because they just won it last year. And Tampa Bay, they still got some work to do. Seattle in the West, of course. And in the preseason, I mentioned that if there was one team that would not make the playoffs who did make the Super Bowl, it would be Seattle. But after watching Russell Wilson in the preseason, and their defense is just stout, and I just like how Pete Carroll runs his program, there's no way I could not pick Seattle to win this division. Now we go to the wild cards, and in the AFC, it's really tough because Pittsburgh is a team that I pull for, I root for, I respect, and I do want to see the Steelers in the playoffs. But I don't see them in the playoffs this season. I have Cincinnati again going to their 4th straight playoff berth. And also, I like the New York Jets with Mike Vick and Geno Smith. I just believe with Rex Ryan's defense, it's going to be hard for the Jets not to win enough games to get in the playoffs and possibly get a Super Bowl. But we're going to get there in a little bit. Also, in the NFC, when you're talking about wild card, I really like Tampa Bay. For some reason, I think Lovie Smith just going to get the defense fixed right. And the offense, they're going to do enough to allow the defense to be great and to win them enough games. So I like Tampa Bay, and I like the San Francisco 49ers because they're just tough. Once they get Bowman back and some of the defensive pieces back, I expect them to go on a tear towards the end of the season, which is why I sort of picked the 49ers to make it to the Super Bowl this season out of the NFC. I don't know if they'll win it or not. They probably will. I would pick the 49ers to win the whole darn thing this season. But I like the other team that I'm picking to win. And I know some people are going to say, you're only picking this team because they got Mike Vick. They got your favorite player, but I'm not. I really believe in Rex Ryan's defense. I really do. And I believe that if Geno doesn't get it done, then you can go to Mike Vick and he'll get it done. They are in a win-win situation right now. So I like the Jets to do something big this year and go to the Super Bowl. It's not a homer pick, sort of say. It's not a me picking off my favorite. I just really believe that Rex Ryan's defense, if you can give him enough offense, he can get you to the promised land. Now, we're going to go to the Rookie of the Year. I'm going to real quick, just last year I said Eddie Lacy, I was dead on. This year I'm going with Khalil Mack for the Oakland Raiders. Yes, and I'm not going to explain to you why. I just believe the young guy is the best rookie out there playing this season. So I'm going to ride with him. MVP last year, I picked Peyton Manning, of course, Peyton Manning did. I mean, I was pretty much dead on everywhere last season except for the AFC Super Bowl champion, which I should have picked the Broncos, but I didn't want to pick the favorite. So I picked the Houston Texans, but I did pick them to play Seattle and Seattle to win it all. This season's MVP, it was really tough for me because there are two guys I really like this season to both emerge to the next level and possibly win an MVP, and that is Andrew Luck and Russell Wilson. Now, Andrew Luck, the Colts, they're one of those teams, if it wasn't the Jets, I was going to take the Colts to go to the Super Bowl this season. I mean, they're just that good, and I do believe in Andrew Luck. But I'm going to take the Jets. But for the MVP, I do like Andrew Luck, and I also like Russell Wilson. I can't really pick between the two, so I'm just going to go out on a limb and say we're going to have co-MVPs this year, a la Barry Sanders and Brett Favre from over a decade ago. Now, at the end of this show, I'm not gonna talk about my top 10 running backs. It's just too much time. I'll let you debate me on that later. But I will have a list run off of my top 10 running backs, so you will be able to catch that at the end of the show. That'll be at the very end of the show. Real quick, I'm gonna go ahead and touch on this Roger Goodell issue. Roger Goodell, you screwed up, and I hope you pay. I'm glad the pressure is on you. I'm glad the heat is on. All Roger Goodell had to do from the jump was give Ray Rice an 8-game suspension. If he would have suspended Ray Rice 8 games off the jump, everyone would have been happy. No one would have complained. It would have been fine by everyone. But he gave him 2 games, which essentially screwed up everyone, because now Ray Rice has to be judged twice. Now, don't get me wrong, I have no sympathy for Ray Rice and whatever he's going through right now, because I think he deserves what he's going through. But with that said, I don't believe that he should have been penalized twice. I believe Roger Goodell screwed up. Roger Goodell should face the heat for screwing up and giving that man 2 games. Now, on Ray Rice's end, I hope that the NFLPA would go fight for him and say, hold on, we don't do double jeopardy here. You're not going to take this man's livelihood away, and which is another problem I have with the NFL. I don't agree with the NFL or any sport being allowed to legislate what goes on in someone's relationship in the privacy of their own home. Now, if you beat your wife out on the street, it's all on tape in the elevator, you knock out, and it's in the public, yeah, you're probably going to get scrutinized and criticized, and you should. But what goes on in the privacy of a man's home in their relationship, that should not be legislated by the league in any way. A lifetime ban, yeah, if you're beating women up all on the street, yeah, I'm okay, lifetime ban. But whatever happens at home, and I'm not saying I'm an advocate for women abuse, because I'm not. I have a daughter. But I can't legislate what goes on at home. I've seen abusive relationships that were death to do you part. And I've seen people who never had a physical relationship where it didn't last but 3-4 months. So which way is right? I don't know. But what I'm saying is, I'm not going to be the judge of that, and neither should the NFL or any other one of these sports leagues. Now, Roger Goodell, he should face heat for allowing Ray Rice to come back after 2 games, but to now try to pound on Ray Rice to cover up your mistake? That's not fair. Face the heat. Face the media. And now TMZ, oh, no, not only TMZ, but the police and the FBI coming out saying that they released these tapes to Roger Goodell and the NFL in April. Roger Goodell, I really think it's time for you to go. You've been the worst commissioner in all of sports since you got in. I love Tagliabue. He let everything go. I know some people had some problems with that, but Roger Goodell has totally changed the game. He's totally become a dictator in the league, and the way he's running the ship, he's running it downhill. Frankly, if you ask me, and this is just another example of a poor mismanagement of the league by Roger Goodell. Now you have a situation where Ray Rice may be wrongfully getting villainified, you know, treated as a villain because of an incident that happened. You know, I don't know if he has prior histories with women abuse. I don't know if this is an ongoing thing in their relationship, but it still should not be something that Roger Goodell could be able to keep pounding on, because the media and the public have outlasted you for making a bad decision. Now, I'm going to jump into this Hawks thing. First of all, as far as the Atlanta Hawks go, I'm kind of worried. I still am a Hawks fan. This is the one team that I'm just blindly loyal to, because I have to know what it feels like to be blindly loyal to a team. So the Hawks are that team for me where I'm just blindly loyal to that team. Yes, I should jump ship. Yes, I should be on another team. But let me go back to the email a little bit. First of all, I do think Levinson, you know, even though they are some, you know, racist bastards, I do think he brought up some valid points when you're talking about the Hawks. As an owner, his job and his want is to make a profit, and the Hawks attendance is low. The Hawks do cater to the urban community, black people, should I say. When they give out free tickets to the game and they want people to come, they go to the black communities and they give them out. At the game, you have B103, you have the DJs, they playing the music, the urban hip-hop music, all game, which is cool by me. Going to Phillips Arena for a Hawks game is like going to the club. You can see the women going dressed up. They're going looking for men. Men going looking for women. Nobody's watching the game except for the other team fans when they come in. The Hawks they have some of the worst attendance in the country, and it's a basketball team that has been catering to black people who are not supporting the team. So Bruce Levinson wants to know, how can I fill up this stadium? Why can I get the white customer with money who's willing to pay? Because if you're in Atlanta, you don't see Hawks jerseys. Black people, we're not buying the jerseys. We're not going to the game, so concessions by that rule is not making enough money. We're not helping support the product that is catering to us. So therefore, he wants to know, how can I get some of this white money into Phillips Arena? Well, he's saying the white people are scared to come to Phillips Arena because, one, there's too many black people there. You know, not only just black people, but hip-hop black people. They're not catering to the white people. They don't play country music and rock and roll music, and they don't do the things that the white paying customer would probably want if they're gonna spend their hard-earned dollar to come support the Atlanta Hawks, which is a basketball team which everybody on the team is damn near black. I mean, I know we got Kyle Korver and some other guys. We're trying to switch it up, but part of that switch up and what the Hawks are trying to do is part of what Bruce Levinson's plan was. It's part of why he hired Danny Ferry. Let's do it the quote-unquote San Antonio way. Well, that's saying let's do it a way where we can get more white fans to come here and support us, because we're not going to get a superstar, chances are. So we just need to build a good team and get the good old white dollar in here, and I can't knock him for that. Now, were they politically correct about it? No, they weren't. And it got out. Why did it get out? Probably because he wants to sell the team. Because he just saw the Clippers got sold for $2 billion. The Seattle was going to get a team. They were willing to pay at least $550 million. The Hawks' value has been slighted at $750 million. He didn't pay anywhere close to $750 million for his share of the team. So yes, he wants to make some money, and he has no problem you knowing that how he feels about black people when it comes to deciding to get these millions. Now on Danny Ferry's side, he's gonna be gone soon. I know he doesn't want to resign, But once new ownership is in place, he's gonna be fired. It's just that simple. I think Danny Ferry is a decent GM. I'll say that. But he's not wanted here anymore. He can't be here anymore. Lou Aldine has a little African in him. Really. And I applaud Lou Aldine for having so much class in his response. And in his response, he said, "No, I have a lot of African in me," and that's a thing that should be smiled upon and glorified, not something that should be frowned upon and just desensitize the way that Danny Ferry and the Atlanta Hawks organization did. Now you have a situation where the community leaders, the black community leaders, supposed to have a meeting with the Hawks today. Now the Hawks decided they wanted to reschedule the meeting. So they had Naren Green, he's the black PR guy for the Hawks, the African PR guy for the Hawks, to call the civil rights leader. Instead of Coonan getting on the phone and making that call, as they wanted to show respect. But no, you feel like, we're going to get the black guy to call you all and cancel this meeting, and we'll reschedule whenever we're ready. That's a spit in the face. And I'm disappointed at how the Hawks are handling this whole thing. It's just an embarrassment. If I wasn't blindly loyal to this franchise, I would not be rooting for the Hawks. But I will. But I will be criticizing their asses week in and week out, because they are an embarrassment to this city. They have embarrassed us. They have embarrassed me, because I'm putting my name behind this embarrassing organization. Steve Coonan, the CEO, you got a lot of work to do to turn this thing around. And not only that, to appease the black people, the African Americans, the Negroes, whatever you want to call us. Well, none of that, but to appease us. You have a lot of work to do. And I will say this for the fans of Atlanta. If they're going to cater to you, support the team. Go out there and support a product that's being catered to you. This has been the Controversial Truth. I am your host, Enrique James, aka Notty. You may know me as. I want to give a shout out this week to Team Eliminators in the WCF League. They put up 210 and some change to win this week's pot in the fantasy league, the greatest fantasy league in the nation. The fantasy show is still in the works, it's on the way. Just getting the studio set up. Sometimes things take a little time, so please bear with us. We will have that, and next time, hopefully the points winner will be able to join the show. He wanted to, but I told him until we get the studio set up, I just want to keep it like this. But you get the shout out. Eliminators, good job. You did a great job this week, and may this be the long week that you do good, sir. Until next time, this is the Controversial Truth right here on OneManCave.com. And as always, the truth shall suffice. For sure.